How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? New York. Naked New York. New Yorkshire, New York. Never knew, not today. Hello. Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Jonathan David Detox Show. My name is Jonathan David. I am your host, and in this episode, we're going to be talking about regenerative health, redefining health for a new era in this new earth. If you're new to the show, go ahead and click follow, subscribe, like, send this episode to a friend after you're done listening to it if you think they're going to get something out of it. And let's dive in. The reason I'm starting this podcast is because I talk a lot. If you've followed me on Instagram or you've been one of my clients in the last 4 years that I've been doing coaching, well, a lot of my content, a lot of my coaching is expressing and talking, rewiring the mind to get in alignment with the beliefs that we choose to have, right? Because we can always change our beliefs. So a lot of the work I've done on myself is really taking inventory of my life and seeing what beliefs don't work for me and how can I change them. Once they're changed, then to take action on these beliefs. And that process is something that I speak about a lot. So it's time to do a podcast. It's time to start speaking about this stuff. I'm going to be bringing on speakers, all kinds of different people while this podcast is running. But right now, I want to do the first episode just so you get to know a little bit about me, where I come from, who I am, why I'm sitting here talking to you about this stuff, and why this actually matters to me, why I'm passionate about it. So let's dive in. I got my laptop over here with some notes so that we can just keep this streamlined. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. So let's talk about why it's called the Jonathan David Detox Show. Well, again, my name is Jonathan David. The Detox Show is because this show, we're going to be talking about detoxing. Now, not just only physical detoxing this body, but detoxing all the distortions out of our field, our energetic field, our physical field, our mental and emotional field, all these bodies, these lives that we've lived up to this point. Well, we've picked up a lot of distortions. So it's been my journey, and what I'm passionate about sharing with the world is how can we correct these distortions and come back into alignment with our soul's blueprint, right? Our innate, like who we are. And detoxing is the process that I've formulated to do that. And it's not just physical detoxing. A lot of my content, a lot of my programs are starting with the physical side and detoxing the body. However, we also get to detox our thoughts, our beliefs, our relationships, our lifestyle, all of that stuff. So in this show, we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff. And in this episode, we're specifically going to be talking about why regenerative health, right? Why the physical detoxification. So I'll share a little bit about my story. In 2020 was 6 years after I got out of the military. I started having different diseases pop up. I had full body psoriasis start to pop up. Now, the doctor said it was ringworm. I had had this off and on since boot camp in 2009. However, they just said, yeah, it's contagious. You know, you're wrestling on the mats. You're in the locker room, all this stuff. This is normal. Here's some cream for it. Here's another vaccination for it, all this different stuff. Well, the ringworm had popped up off and on over that 10 years or 11 years until finally it became full body. Now, the doctor said, oh, you've got psoriasis. So I started wondering, why has this never really fully gone away? Why did it switch from ringworm to psoriasis? Interesting. Then I started noticing other things pop up. I got diagnosed with HSV-1 and 2. If you don't know what that is, that's oral and genital herpes. Now, when I got diagnosed with that, my world crashed. I was like, oh, wait, I've heard about this, right? This is that nasty stuff. This is what you picked up from somebody in one night stand that you didn't know. This is something that you're going to be left with for the rest of your life. Now, when I heard that, and the doctor said, we recommend you stay on medicine for the rest of your life, I felt broken. I felt scathed, like, oh, now I need to tell every partner about this. I'll always be passing this on to my wife or my kids or anybody that comes into my family in the future. This doesn't feel good. And something inside of me was like, no, you don't have to accept this. And so I started reading different books about naturopathic health, alternative care outside of the allopathic VA, the hospital, all of the traditional care, which isn't actually traditional. And I started learning more about it. Well, I started cleaning up what I was eating. I was eating standard American diet. And, I was eating a fair amount of fast food, frozen food, all that stuff. So it was a horrible diet. Well, then I started eating cleaner, grass-fed beef, cutting out the seed oils, cutting out the soy, cutting out all inflammatory type of stuff. Well, at least what I thought was inflammatory. If you've never mixed a lime with your coconuts, it's fucking delicious. So, yeah, it's like nature's soda. So I started doing that, and then about 6 months later, I heard about raw veganism. Eating raw, fresh plants, no animal products, nothing that was cooked. And I started learning about the energetics of these foods, right? Like why are people raving about eating raw fruits and vegetables? Don't you need your protein? Don't you need the cooked carbs, fats, all of that? But I was open-minded because, well, I realized I'd been lied to my entire life about most things. So I started going into it, right? Started researching it, reading books, talking to different people on Instagram, hired a coach, all this different stuff. And I dove in. I went full raw vegan. And within 30 days, I shed 30 pounds of intestinal waste, fat, inflammation. I looked like a Greek god. I went from, being decent to just being chiseled, feeling fucking amazing. I quit smoking weed because literally every day I was feeling naturally higher than when I was smoking marijuana. And marijuana, keep in mind, I had a love relationship with her. Like, she saved my life because after I got out of the military, I was dealing with a lot of suicidal thoughts, several suicide attempts. I was not in a great place physically or mentally. And so marijuana, I didn't plan on giving that up, but it was very easy to just quit smoking after I went raw. Now, continuing down the road, I started realizing that all the HSV symptoms, the herpes, disappeared. I went into the hospital and got my blood tested, and they said, yeah, you're clean. It's negative for both. And I thought, no fucking way. I'm figuring this stuff out. Again, we've been lied to. These things are not lifelong. They're just lifelong in the bodies that we've been taught to maintain, which are toxic. The psoriasis started going away. I found urine therapy, which if you don't know me and you haven't seen any of my content or heard any of my speaking or my speeches, then you know, or then you don't know, that I am a urine therapy practitioner. I've been doing this for 3.5 years, since May of 2021, and it's changed my life. The topical really started soothing my skin, and then when I started drinking urine every day, inside out, I just transformed. The best thing about urine, I'll tell you right now, is the tether. The tether to spirit, to source, has gotten so much stronger to where it's been probably the number one reason why I know who I am and why I have fallen in love with my life. So all of this happened, and through all of this, I started, connecting with other people. I started learning more about regenerative health. One of my friends went through the Institute of Regenerative Health with Carrie Drinkwine. And I said, this sounds like I want to learn some more about this. So I signed up for the Institute, went through her 6-month course. I think it's now a year long. She does an excellent job. If you're looking for education in more of the regenerative health field, go study with Carrie Drinkwine because she is an excellent educator. I don't agree with everything that she says. However, she is a great educator, and she does have your best interests at heart, I believe. So check her out. But yeah, that's how I discovered regenerative health. And then I just started going deeper and deeper. Completely got rid of the psoriasis. Healed PTSD, borderline personality disorder, depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorder, all these mental bugaboos, if you will, that I dealt with hardcore after the military. They ruled my life. I was a very emotional man. I still am a very emotional man. However, I've learned how to manage and guide and be the master, not letting the emotions be the master, but now to use my emotions as my superpower. And I'm going to remind you, if you've never heard this, every single superhero they've made a mess of their powers until they learned how to harness them. And that's what we are all here to do, is how to learn how to harness our superpowers. And usually your superpower is what's holding you back right now. You just have to learn how to use it, which is why you need to get a master, a mentor, a coach, a teacher, someone that has gone where you're trying to go. Now, back to my point, I started relieving my mental pressure and all of the distortions, right? I was detoxing all of the distortions by detoxing my physical body. Now, of course, I'm not going to go into this right now, but there's all these other modalities that I adopted of meditation, breath work, qigong, movement, sex kung fu, all these different things to move the energy, because energy is just stuck in our cells a lot of times. And it causes emotions, because remember, emotions is just energy in motion. And it's just taking these distorted motions throughout our body and kind of staying stuck in these little circles. Well, when we release it and we channel it and we guide it intentionally, we can free ourselves of the energy that's stuck, the emotions that we don't really want or that have been holding us back. So that is a little bit about, why I'm passionate about this, because I can't even tell you how much I didn't know if life was ever going to change. I was suffering. The military took a toll on me. I lost custody and access to my daughter when she was 3 years old. I lost all my friends. My family thought I was crazy. I was suicidal. I was smoking and drinking all the time. A pack of cigarettes a day, 3 or 4 blunts of marijuana a day, a 6-pack of beer a day, and I was still crushing my corporate job because, let's just be honest, I've always been a winner. But I was miserable, and that's no way to live life, my friends. So why am I doing what I'm doing? Yeah, it's to help you and everyone else out here that wants to. I'm not here to help the people that don't want to, but I'm here to help the people that want to free themselves from the shackles that are holding them back, to detox all of the distortions, all of the shackles, so that you can actually claim your power, expand into the physical body, the energetic body, the emotional body, the spiritual body, and fully live in alignment with your soul's blueprint. So let's go. All right, let's talk a little bit about regenerative health in this episode, because I want you to kind of walk away from this episode with a clear idea of what the hell is regenerative health. I love coconut. All right, so regenerative health is going back to nature, right? Our innate body's ability to regenerate itself on a cellular level. This is true. This is true healing. The allopathic system, the hospital, they don't help us go to the root cause of any dis-ease or distortion in the body, sickness, whatever you want to call it. They give you a medicine, right? Let's treat the symptoms. Let's treat and not regenerate. Regenerative health, regenerating, allows life to come back into these cells that are damaged. Now, if the cell is too damaged, we support the body's natural ability to replace that cell. But we don't give it pharmaceuticals and poison, that destroys the cells, because that's what's happening. So I'm going to use a very simple analogy to help you understand what I'm talking about. You've got a cough, right? And we've been taught to go to the hospital and get some cough medicine. Now, here's what's happening when we have a cough. The body is expelling toxins through the lungs by coughing it out. Right? We're coughing toxins that have built up in the lungs out. Now, real quick tangent. Remember that the blood gets pumped through the lungs and gets cleaned. It gets sprayed into the lungs like a pink mist. All the air in the lungs cleans that pink mist. That pink mist falls back at the bottom of the lungs, collects into the blood, and goes back out through the body. So your lungs are cleaning your blood. So when you're coughing, you're getting toxins out of your lungs, but really out of your blood. So that's a good thing. The body is healing. The body is taking care of itself with a cough. But you just picked up that cough medicine. So you go shoot back some cough medicine, take a lozenge, whatever it is, and the cough magically goes away. Well, what just happened? Did you heal your body? No. This is what happened. I'm about to tell you. When we put the cough medicine in our body, it's poison. The body says, oh, stop healing, stop coughing. We just got some poison poured down our throat. Go get that out, because that's a higher priority than healing. We got to like pick our battles here. Getting the poison out of the body is more of a priority than healing the body. So we quit coughing because the coughing is the sign of it's a symptom of healing. And then the body goes to work and process out all the chemical crap that you just put in your body. Hopefully you were listening. Hopefully that makes sense. If not, play this back about 2.5 minutes and you'll hear it again. But basically that's the idea of how the allopathic medical care system, medical care, health care, is tricking us into thinking that we're healing, but really we're just adding more toxic waste to our body. Everything that we take into our body leaves either an acidic or an alkaline ash. Everything that's not from nature, everything that is toxic, chemical-based, everything that is cooked, everything that is an animal product, it all leaves an acidic ash, and that's very tough for the body to process out. And this causes aging. So you see people out here aging backwards, working on anti-aging lifestyles. Well, it's because we are primarily consuming highly alkaline or alkalizing, there's a difference, alkalizing foods that are leaving an alkaline ash. So that's a little explanation of what is regenerative health, right? We're using nature, we're using foods, herbs, distilled water, whatever kind of water you want to believe in. You'll learn more about this listening to this podcast, but I firmly believe in distilled water. I've proven it, I've tested it. And all these different things we use from nature allow the body to regenerate instead of masking the actual root cause by curing symptoms, okay? Now, why is this all important? Okay, I really want to talk about how our health is shaped by more than just what we eat. What we eat is an energy. We're eating energy in matter, in form, physical form. But our health is comprised of the energy that this physical body and our spirit, us, who we really are, inside of this body, resonate at, the frequency that we ride at. That's where our health truly comes from, which is why you're going to have some ascended masters that don't eat anything that's alkaline or healthy, but they're still at a very high frequency. They've got more of the spirit side coming in. For most of us to even be able to tap into that, we need to be able to bring the body to a higher frequency. So this is where food comes in, and this is why I personally, you'll hear me talk more about this, live a primarily raw, plant-based lifestyle. Always plant-based, mostly raw. And the reason is because the energy in raw food, living food, I'm not talking about raw meat, that shit's dead. I'm talking about living plants that are still at a higher frequency than the human body. So they're higher than 650 angstroms. Angstroms is the unit of measurement that we use to measure energy in the human body as well as food, substances. Allowing ourselves to consistently take in life gives us life. Taking in death gives us death. I can't remember the scripture off the top of my head, but in the Bible, it talks about how eating food that is dead brings you death. Eating food that is alive brings you life. That's exactly what it's talking about. Now I'm paraphrasing. If you know that scripture, drop it in the comments. But that's the whole thing about how to expand in this experience. Because I don't know about you, but to me, the entire reason to be here is to get to know myself, life, the source of everything, on a greater level. To get to know plants, animals, trees, people, everything that is alive, to connect with it on a deeper level, because that is the only reason to be alive, in my opinion. And I can experience life so much greater when I am conducting more electricity, more energy through this vehicle that I'm traversing this life in. Because remember, we are spirit, but we hopped inside these personal vehicles for this journey in this world on earth. And so to be able to free ourselves from a slave experience to a really expansive royal experience, we have to free our physical bodies, our emotional and energetic and spiritual bodies all together. And that's really what the detox process, baby, is all about. Which is why I also have partnered with an NLP master practitioner who helps you rewire your unconscious mind while we do the physical detoxing, because that right there has transformed my life. I worked with him and I said, man, we got to partner. And so we ended up partnering. So a couple things that I want to leave you with here is ask yourself, when have I felt the most alive in my life? And then see if you can connect that to the amount of energy that you were cultivating in your body. Just think about that. And hopefully you'll find some gold nuggets there. Another thing is, I'd like you just to close your eyes right now. Let's all do it together. And we're going to take a huge exhale out the mouth and inhale through the nose. And we're going to hold that. Where do you feel that extra air going into your body? Suck a little bit more air in through the mouth. Where do you feel that going in your body? Just relax. Keep holding it. And fully exhale out the mouth. One more. In through the nose and out the mouth. Do you feel different right now? I do, and I breathe all the time. But I literally physically feel different in my body because breath is spirit. We are spirit. Breathing in more of ourselves, the air, the ethers, we become more of ourselves. This is why conscious breathing is so important. So that's just a quick little easy example of how energy is the foundation of our experience, because everything is energy. And it says, this is why I will rattle on about this stuff forever, because I'm super passionate about this. And a lot of the guests that I'll be having on this podcast are going to be talking about their experiences. Because here's the thing, man. We have all picked up different nuggets, different codes on how we can be the most electric and conduct the most electricity in this life. So, the last thing I will say is, first and foremost, if you're a follower of mine for a long time, if you've been one of my clients, I just want to say thank you, because my experience in this world since I got online in 2020 and I started coaching, it's been so amazing. There's been some fucking hard times. I've struggled. I quit the business for a year. I came back. But I have connected with some of the greatest people. I have been able to serve and help some of the most powerful people in this world detox their physical body and see them go and continue to do amazing and powerful things. I've worked with people that were considering themselves on the bottom and seen them sky and soar simply because they were able to detoxify the body, which allowed them to start detoxing the mind, the energetic and emotional body. And when we tie all this together, baby, that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for more money. You're not looking for a better house, a bigger truck, a better car, a better wife or husband. All that shit is bullshit. That's all distraction, and it's all a byproduct. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love all that stuff. I mean, look at this place. I got great friends, family, partner. But it's all a byproduct of us. And when we focus on us and we clear out these distortions, look out. It gets exciting. Life becomes powerful. We remember our individual power. All right, so that's basically all I feel called to share on this podcast. I want to thank you for watching this episode. Please, again, like, subscribe, share this. Just send it. Copy the link. Send it to anybody and somebody that you think would benefit from this, because we're all worth betting on ourselves. And if this message lights somebody up and reminds them, yeah, you're fucking powerful. You deserve to bet on yourself. You deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve to treat other people that are in your life like they deserve to bet on themselves. And stop playing small. Stop bringing each other down, right? Building each other up. Like, nobody else is going to come do this for us, guys. So let's do it for ourselves first. And then for the people around us, let's build this new earth, this new world, bringing heaven back to earth, right? Because right now, look around you, it's hell. People out here like just glaze-eyed, like lost in the sauce, fucking dead, but still living. It's the real zombie apocalypse right now. And it's up to us to correct this, to bring it back. Because look around you. I mean, we're living in a beautiful planet. If you're in the city, get out of the city. City's just taking you further and further away from yourself. Get in nature. Get your bare feet on the ground. Remember who you are. Get that electricity from Mother Earth coursing back through your body. Touch the soles of your feet together. Touch your hands together. Connect those circuits. Touch your lips together. The tongue to the roof of your mouth. All that. Allow yourself to feel that you are an electrical machine. This is the best piece of technology you will ever have access to, and you're using it like it's not. You're driving around like it's a fucking Honda Civic, when really this thing's like a Lamborghini, baby. All right, next episode. I don't know who we're going to have on the next episode yet, but I'm only going to bring fire people on here. So, yeah, stay tuned. Turn on notifications to this channel, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.